Hey folks, as of midnight, June 12th, 2023, SAG-AFTRA is on strike, joining the already striking WGA on the picket lines.
Yep, the AMPTP refuses to give a fair deal to not only the writers, but now the actors.
No actors, no writers. The ding-dongs like Bob Iger and David Zaslav think you can just make shows and movies with computers instead of trained professionals.
The AMPTP want to starve SAG-AFTRA and the WGA. They want them to lose their homes.
They want to destroy the unions so their bank accounts can continue to swell.
See, all CEOs, all capitalists, all corporate whores, not just in Hollywood, but on Main Street and Wall Street too, they hate unions. And you're going to be hearing stuff out of the strike, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, that sounds like my industry, my job.
Oh, it sounds like that because it's the same. Actors, writers, truck drivers, electricians, they're all workers. We are all workers.
And we're all entitled to the fruits of our labor. The bosses think that they're entitled to it.
They're not.
This is a historic work stoppage. The Actors Union and the Writers Union haven't been on strike together since 1960. That industry-wide shutdown created the residual payment system so that actors, writers, and directors could finally participate in the profits that their hard work continued to generate for the studios through reruns, stuff like that.
Back then, television was pretty new, and labor knew that they would get hosed by the bosses with new technology. So to get a fair deal, they went on strike.
Sound familiar?
It should. Streaming residuals, new tech. Generative AI, new tech. The bosses are looking to hose the workers again.
And us, the audience. People always joke, oh, Hollywood hasn't made anything good in the last 10 years anyway, so who cares? Bullshit. Without unions, everything that you watch would look like the trash student films that JP and I made in college.
Hey, hold on. The Killers was the bomb.
No. But everything else.
Yeah, okay.
Unions are your friend. In Hollywood, on Main Street, at school, at the factory.
The CEOs are not. They'd replace you in a fucking second with a robot or a computer or one of those like naughty drinking bird things like in that Simpsons episode. They do that without a second thought about your kid's dinner or your mortgage or your health insurance.
Yeah, you want to automate everything? Fine. Give us universal health care. Give us universal basic income. Give us free college. Give us government subsidized housing. No? Don't want to do that? Then give the workers a fair deal, you greedy jagoffs.
Well, hey, you know what? Give labor a fair deal and then do all that other shit anyways.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you can support not only the striking guild members, but the other film and TV pros who are affected, pass along a gift at entertainmentcommunityfund.org.
Solidarity forever.
Workers of the world unite. Hey, do you know who the SAG president was in 1960?
Who?
Known union hero Ronald Reagan.
Motherfucker. Okay, yeah. Good old union-busting Ronnie Reagan. Yeah, that's what he's known for. Oh, man. You know, he used to be a liberal Democrat back in the day, back when he was SAG president. And then somewhere along the line, the corporations got to his brain, and then it all started to melt.
Hi, I'm JP.
And I'm Adam.
I've never seen Lost.
I have.
I'm told that it's good.
I liked it.
I'm told that it made sense. Sort of. But we're watching it out of order.
So it definitely won't make sense.
But it might still be good. Since we won't expect it to make sense, we'll still be able to appreciate each episode on its own merits as a one-hour story.
Sometimes 2 or 3.
As opposed to just a fraction of an ongoing, sprawling, and increasingly complex tangle of relationships, personal stories, mysteries, mythologies, experiments, social dynamics, unnatural disasters, unanswered questions, and hot tropical hookups.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure.
Because you lost me a little bit there at the end.
Well, good, because I've been lost since the beginning. We're lost on Lost. Ooh, welcome everybody to Lost on Lost. Hey, I'm JP Russell, and I'm joined as always by a man who always knows when it's oyster season, Adam Busher.
That's me, baby, and you know when oyster season is?
When?
Every day, all the days, all the time, always oyster season. The world is your oyster.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
So if you're testing before your period is due, healthgoesfemale.com says it's best to do so when you haven't peed for at least 4 hours. Your urine will hold the highest concentration of HCG, the hormone marker needed to determine pregnancy.
Okay.
All my tests keep coming back all mixed up because I need to pee at least every 2 hours. That's not so much a joke about like pregnancy as it is me being in my 30s, and it's more of an observation, and I got real sad while writing that. Today we're talking about the whole truth. The 16th episode of season 2 and the 41st episode of Lost Overall. Our central characters, everyone's favorite green thumb, Sun Ha Kwan. The whole truth takes place on the 60th and 61st days after the crash of Oceanic Flight 815. Adam, do you have a recap for us?
I certainly do.
Please do.
Finally, someone is shooting blanks. On the island, Sun Quan struggles with illness. After procuring a diagnostic tool from James Sawyer Ford, she discovers she has a parasite. Elsewhere, Jack Shepard and John Locke continue to stall on the prisoner front, while Ana Lucia Cortez takes action to verify Henry Gale's backstory. And in the before time, Sun and Jin struggle with conception, but not with being absolutely dummy hot. For the second episode in a row, our story involves someone getting their back blown out. It's the whole truth here on Lost on Lost.
Hey, we got a guest.
Maybe you've heard me giggle already. It's a good start, guys.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. Former two-time guest? Now
Yes.
three-time back for the hat trick?
Yeah, hat trick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's accurate. Yeah.
James Lieske. Welcome back, James.
James Lieske's here in the house. Hopefully, everyone can tell the difference between our voices, because I remember that was a thing last time I was on.
I do remember getting
I can
some...
try and talk in a little of a higher
I like that.
voice.
That's
Or I
actually
can
not
try
bad.
and talk lower.
Shit. Yeah,
if that helps.
Really quick, so everyone can tell the difference between everybody who's talking. Really quick, we're gonna go around the horn and everybody say, "No one cared who I was till I put on the mask."
Gotcha.
James, go ahead first.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
That's
That was it, right?
you fuck. All right, never mind. We're not doing this. Well done.
Oh, God.
Shut that shit down.
James, refresh us on your lost depth/breadth of knowledge.
Absolutely. I am a massive Lost fan.
Yeah.
I didn't jump on right when it started airing. I think it was maybe into season 3 of it airing when I finally jumped on. Binged all of season 1 on those handy dandy DVD box sets that you could rent from Blockbuster.
Yep.
3 discs at a time. And I binged them all in one day. And I've been really just super into it ever since. Even the polarizing stuff. The show has always been first and foremost about the interesting characters.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
What have you been watching recently? What's new?
well, I kind of just go back to the old well of things that make me happy, because there's a lot of anxiety in the world. And let's not get into that.
No.
I like a good old romantic comedy from time to time. I just watched the other night Heartbreakers, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Gene Hackman, Jason Lee.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy hell.
Sure.
The way back machine.
Yeah, it was really fun. So, yeah, I haven't been up to date on new stuff lately. So this is a perfect podcast for me.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a perfect podcast for everyone.
Y'all talk about Lost?
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The Whole Truth originally aired on March 22nd, 2006. It was written by Elizabeth Sarnoff and Christina M. Kim and was directed by Karen Gaviola. Elizabeth Sarnoff was a writer on Kiss Me. Elizabeth? Not without consent. Christina M. Kim was a writer on a show called Kung Fu. That's like taking karate lessons from the place just called Karate. And Karen Gaviola directed The Lottery, and I fucking told you that shit was rigged. It's a show from 2014 starring Marley Shelton.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of her.
All women at the helm of this. Co-written by 2 women and then directed by a woman.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Is that why this first scene is so fucking hot?
I gotta imagine. I have a quick question.
I blacked out.
Was there more episode after this first scene?
I don't know. I don't. There's a lot happening here.
Yeah, I was very much just like, oh yeah, Sun and Jin episode. God, they're both so ridiculously hot.
So
What-
good looking.
so steamy.
All right, so like for the audience, it starts in flashback, and we just see Sun like looking at her own reflection in the thing, and she like takes off her robe, and she's got like this. I thought she was in a bra at first. Turns out it's a nightie. But like, yeah, I'm sitting there and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to operate my own life anymore. Like, I think I forgot how to swallow and or breathe.
Adam, describe it slower. Describe it slower. Use that dynamic microphone.
All right. So the lighting in the room is really dim, right?
I can't look in your eyes when you're doing this. I need to like look over here.
Very soft lighting. The color of the nightie is like a seafoam green, right? And her hair is straight and just like sort of just pouring over her shoulders. And I'm thinking to myself, this is so fucking hot. And then she walks into the other room, and Jin is sitting in the bed with the fucking blanket just down to his waist.
Just chiseled out of pure marble. Just Jin.
And I was like, oh, it can get hotter. Okay.
And you're like, man, I'm watching this episode at work. This is a problem.
Yeah, this is I should close the door or leave it open. I don't know what's gonna help here. But yeah, it's a flashback back to Seoul. I think they live in Seoul, right? And yeah, they're just gonna have some maritals,
Yeah.
And I don't blame either one of them. But the thing is, and this is a trope you see in television all the time. When people are trying for a baby, everybody likes to think that it just, happens. And if you're irresponsible, sometimes that is what happens. But you get older, things go whatever. It doesn't accidentally happen, so then you got to try.
Sure.
The operative try in we're trying for a baby.
Yeah.
Not just like, we're out here fucking raw dog every night, and maybe she'll get pregnant, maybe she won't. It's like, no, now we're trying. Now we have to, we take the vitamins, we do the thing, we wait for a specific time, and it's all
check the temperature.
The temperature is a whole part of it. Jin is on top of it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's tragically unromantic. Yeah, because they're crawling into bed and they smooch a little bit, and he's like, "Did you take your temperature?" It's like you can't say that sexy. You cannot say that sexy.
Well, maybe he was gonna be like, I got a thermometer you can put in your right here.
It did sound sexier in Korean than what you just did.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. You're
coming out of Jin's mouth.
I guarantee Kai's listening to this episode right now, and she's like, time to turn off this episode.
One more cum joke comes out of here, and I'm fucking logging out. But yeah, like the mood just vibe killed.
Yeah. Dissipates. Yeah, completely. And wait, is it he says it or she says it? Like, regardless, it gets brought up that, hey, maybe we should see a doctor. We should,
Jin brings it up, the fertility doctor. Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, okay, so we're gonna have this baby that you're never gonna be around to see, which is like, oh, that opens up a whole nother sort of marital situation.
Good slam.
And he's like, when you do come home, you always got blood on your clothes. He's like, I got blood on my clothes because I gotta work for your dad, the fucking mobster. It absolutely just kills all the romance in the room.
Yeah. And, I don't want to make light of people who have troubles conceiving and desperately want to have children, Because, that can be a really stressful thing for couples to go through. And it is tough. So, there is a lot of stress there, and it can lead to stress about other shit,
Mm-hmm. Props to Jin, too, for, after that whole lover spat, he didn't also just at the end go, well, should we?
Right, yeah. Well, should we still do it? You took your temperature anyway. Let's just...
Yeah. All the things are lining up. It's blah, blah, blah. But no, JP, you said all the things, though. They're talking about more than just the conception issue.
Right.
It's line of work. It's not being present. It's all the things. But what can fix marital problems? It's a baby. The age-old wisdom of
baby will solve everything.
Baby will solve everything. It's just ironclad.
I think it bought my parents 12 more years, so...
Yeah.
I wrote that down too. It's like because he's like, maybe your dad had fucking let up a little bit if he knew I was a father. And okay, I buy a little bit of that.
It's a stretch, but
it's not bullshit.
It's
not fully 100% truth, but whatever.
Here's the deal. Moving forward, every time there's a problem on the show, we need to ask, would a baby fix this? There is quite a bit of baby napping that happens on the show, so sometimes the answer is gonna fucking be yes.
Would a baby fix this? Would a baby fix this?
Yeah. I like that. I like that rule.
They stole my baby. Well, here's a new baby.
I not only do I think that we should do that in the podcast going forward, I think I might just apply that to my life.
Yeah. What if the problem is you're having a baby?
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem, JP.
Oh.
How do you solve it with another baby?
I don't know, man. I was thinking like, you owe back taxes. Well, I have a baby. Now you have a deduction. You're welcome.
There you go. Thinking outside the box.
A baby will, of course, always change things. Not always for the better. That was my final note on this scene. It's like, of course a baby would change it. Maybe not in the way you want it to. So, cut to the Guardian.
The Guardian.
Sun's just doing her garden thing. It's her her contribution to the community. When Jin pops in, and wow, does he act like an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she hears some like rustling in the woods, and I was like, this is like the third time this shit's happened to her. And it turns out to be Jin, and he's like, hey, where the fuck were you? Remember how you keep getting fucking like kidnapped and attacked, and there's rustling in the woods right around here? Yeah, knock this shit off. We're going back to the beach. Get your purse. We're leaving.
He has a point. He makes it horribly.
Oh,
yes.
oh lordy.
Yeah.
Does he indeed?
We've said this. The buddy system. You know that there are hostile people on the island. Don't go anywhere alone. Why is not Kate, who's always hanging around not doing anything, why isn't she there working on a Sudoku just nearby?
Don't worry. She pops up randomly later.
Well, yeah.
Very much out of nowhere.
Totally. And I was thinking, I was like, we got fucking like 40 assholes sitting on the beach doing nothing. I think Sun wants to be alone out there.
Right. And that makes sense. But okay, sure. But like somebody should still be nearby or know where you are. Like he came in and he was like, I've been looking all over for you. It's like, well, she can only be two places, the fucking beach or the garden. Like
right.
Yeah, where were you looking?
Yeah, like
no, I really forgot how much this show makes you hate Jin in the first 2 seasons.
It's you hate him and you love him too, because, and we'll talk about this a little bit later.
Exactly.
But like the reason I love him big, like from a further out view.
Love him big.
The reason I love Jin big
Me
is
love Jin big.
First no shirt Jin, second big Jin. From like a wider view.
Yes,
a
macro view.
Yeah. He fucks up a lot, but he recognizes that he makes mistakes and he does try to make them better. He's not in this 2023 world of like having all the language to know what he's doing. Toxic masculinity. Healing from the trauma of
codependency.
Right. All of that stuff. He doesn't have the language, but he knows when he makes a mistake, and he oftentimes wants to make it better. And that's why me big love Jin.
Yeah, but I mean, I just, you forget, especially if you're watching these out of order, they come out of nowhere, his bouts of dickishness.
Right.
And he just like started just being a total ass.
That's one of the things I thought about too, of the out of order thing, because she says in this scene, I don't need you to protect me. And I was like, you're fucking right, she doesn't. Just put a gun in that lady's hand, she won't fucking choose. Oh, man.
Drop somebody.
That's right. Do not fucking
this is
cross
a no Colleen zone, baby.
But yeah, that's her. Like, they argue because he acts kind of like a prick. And yeah, she's like, I don't need you to protect me. He wrecks the garden. He's like, no, you have no reason to be here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, holy shit.
And that was
And like, if she's like legitimately gardening things for the community, like, what are you doing, man? You're ruining things for everyone, not just to make a point.
Yeah.
Oh, Jin.
That poor garden, because this isn't the first time somebody's wrecked the garden as lashing out from a different problem. They're having some sort of issue and they take it out on the garden.
They should have just had a baby.
Maybe she's trying to grow a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh, God.
Guys, this is the first scene.
Well, we've only been talking for 28 minutes. It's fine. That lost card for... we got to the beach. AL just getting her steps in on Lucia, going for a little run.
You are not running on a beach in full jeans that are that tight and riding that low and getting in like solid cardio. Like your gait is limited.
She ran for 100 feet. Like, and that was it. She's like, okay, my thighs are on fire. I'm done now.
Yeah, from rug burn.
Exactly. She pulls up to her tent, house, whatever. And Locke is there eating some fruit.
Eating a banana. Have we established banana trees on this fucking island?
I don't think so. It's usually papaya, guava, mango, but it's the nonchalant thing. It's like, well, how do you want to? If you're trying to look nonchalant, grab yourself a piece of fruit. But yeah, she's immediately suspicious of him. You haven't said 2 words to me since I've been here. What the fuck do you want? What's going on? Whatever. he tells her about what's going on at the hatch between him and Jack and their prisoner. And he, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, not everybody knows much about LMC. They know she's a cop. She's not a fucking detective. Like, I'm not gonna just go find a fucking beat cop and be like, hey, do you know how to interrogate people?
I know how to violate rights.
Right. They grab their baton and be like, interrogate or like interrogate. Because no, for either.
But yeah, she's like, hey, does Jack know that you're coming to me with this? And he's like, yo, listen, this is a real problem and I'm taking some steps to solve it. He's in my hatch and I want him out.
That's right. He did say my hatch. I wrote that down.
John, my guy.
He's not being a proper comrade here.
He's kind of, well,
that's
he's
hatch.
getting tunnel vision. He's getting real tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but I do like how Ana Lucia picks up on, again, very minimal conversations with Locke, probably with Jack too at this point.
Yeah.
And
she hasn't been there very long.
Like her and Jack have this rapport about the army building thing.
Yes,
but that's not. But again, she's only been around like a week at this point, give or take.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she's able to pick up on John Locke's basic vibe of Jack's not the boss of me is just like so amazing, because she uses that later in the episode.
Correct.
Like that knowledge that she picks up from both of these like macho alpha males that need to, save everyone or save their hatch, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I liked that about her in this episode.
Agreed. Cut to the beach, or staying on the beach, I guess. Sun is running away from Jin and bumps into Rose and Bernard.
Yeah, they're having like a small bicker, like not a true fight, but just like a little inconsequential bicker about Rose's birthday and Bernard not forgetting. Sun is clearly in some sort of physical distress. She's lightheaded.
She actually does look pale, like because that's when Bernard says, "You're white as a sheet" or something like that, or something.
Right, and they're basically like, "Oh, we'll help you." She's like, "No, I'm fine." Like, "Oh, we'll go get Jin." She's like, "No. Really, I was just in the sun too long. I'm gonna be fine." She's trying to play it off cool, but she's clearly not feeling well.
No. Yeah, Bernard forgot Rose's birthday, and they have a funny little exchange where he's like, "I don't even know what fucking day it is," and she's like, "It's Saturday." It's like, oh, right. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I love Bernard.
Yeah,
and Rose.
I love Rose
He's
and
been
Bernard.
back. He came back from the dead. He's been back for like 2 weeks, and she's already like,
"You forgot my birthday." Where's my present from the other side of the island?
Oh, God.
You could have brought a coconut or something. Come on.
We cut to a flashback. Sun is heading to a hotel.
Ooh.
Yeah. She's there meeting a dude, and it's Jay Lee.
This piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Known fucking loser. Jay Lee. I literally wrote in my notes, boo.
I just,
like
every time I see this motherfucker.
I hate him.
They do the whole thing where they're kind of setting up you're supposed to think they're having an affair.
Yeah. Because he's making the eyes. He's making the eyes.
Yeah.
He's
looking
at
her
they're
someplace else.
meeting in bedroom setting.
Yeah,
you know?
secret.
Yeah.
Did you tell Jin? No, I just couldn't. Turns out he's giving her English
lessons. Yeah, cut to the hatch. This isn't what happened, but I wrote down Jack and Locke are showering together.
I did love him coming out of the shower and just seeing Locke there. And for a second, I'm just like, yeah, just another day.
Locke looked.
Dude, well,
yeah.
okay,
Locke looked.
so
He looked.
as we are recording this, I'm back at Army right now.
Yeah.
And like, listen, it's the Army. You just got to shower with other people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, it's just a thing, man. Like, you just, everybody's skin, whatever.
Right.
Everyone just does their thing. You have very pleasant conversation, but everyone's, whatever.
Right, your joint's
So
hanging out.
Jack walks out and he's like, oh my, like, pearls clutched. You couldn't have waited till I was done. And I was like, what, dude? He's shaving while you're showering.
Right.
Do you have any idea the amount of depravity that happens in army showers? Like, he's doing a different task. He might as well be on a different fucking planet.
I mean, look, that sink in that shower looked like they were in different rooms. That
They
was
were
a
so
huge,
far apart.
It was a huge bathroom.
By the time Jack noticed that Locke was in there, he was already holding his towel. If you're that worried about him looking at your joint, put the towel on, you fucking knob.
It's not like he walked out and he went, wow, what a set of oysters you got there, pal. Is that a baby arm holding a hand grenade? Jesus, there's a leash law on this island.
I thought Sawyer had all the weapons, but there's still one out here.
Oh, I thought all the wild hogs were dead.
Just have a counter for, you know, penis-related jokes in general.
They
No wonder the plane crashed with that kind of cargo. Anyways.
I'd try to sexually harass everybody too if my dick was that big. That might be the last one.
Very much.
They argue. They kind of bicker too. Like, this is the episode where couples are bickering. We've got Sun and Jin bickering, Rose and Bernard bickering, Jack and Locke bickering. What are we doing with this, Henry? What are we doing? Oh, maybe Ana Lucia should do it. Well, I will talk to her. She's already on the way.
She's already in there. We're talking to him.
Cool. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah, that's like the next scene is like Anna and Henry are talking about whatever, and like they just their history on the island and all that stuff. The thing that I love about Ana Lucia is that she provides now a new point of view on this Hatch situation that is not Jack and Locke.
Yes.
We finally have something other than a binary. It's like Jack's way or Locke's way. It's like, imagine a third way.
Yeah.
Imagine a whole other way that's not you two measuring your
like,
dicks against each other.
Exactly. And like, we know where this goes with Henry Gale.
Right.
We know he's lying.
He's already got you beat.
Yeah, we
which
know
you don't know.
he's a piece of shit. But I can't say I would be approaching this any differently than Ana Lucia is.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to give him all the chances and opportunities to, hey, let's prove your story correct.
Right. Yeah.
And I was getting like annoyed that no one else wanted to like
do that. Yeah.
Even Saeed, who seems, well, we'll get to Saeed, but no, I think she approached it really smart, and that scene especially,
maybe she would have made detective if she hadn't murdered that guy under that underpass.
Let's see. Coming up next here, Sun comes up to Sawyer. And Sawyer's reading his book as he does, or reading a book as he does.
Yeah. Judy Bloom, are you there? God, it's me, Margaret.
Yeah, little book talk. How is it? Hey, it's not great. Doesn't have enough sex. Hey, I need medical supplies. Can I look? No. She's like, all right, well, fuck you. Well, why don't you tell me what you're looking for? And she's like, why don't you quit being a cop? She's like, fine, if you're going to be a real jackass about it. Because he's not blowing her off. He's like, listen, I will help you out, but I'm not just going to let you rummage around the stash.
Yeah. Right. And I think in the back of his head, he's like, if I let her do it, I got to let everybody. It'll set a precedent.
Right. And I think
I got to maintain a boundary here.
And once he like draws that line in the sand, I think she rationalizes like, okay, this is Sawyer. This is close Sawyer's going to get to saying yes. So let's do it.
He's very much, you can tell from like the way he's talking to her and the body language. He's like, listen, I got no beef with you. Yeah. I just got to bring you what you got to tell me what you need, and I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, this is not a you thing. This is a me thing. This is It's not a Sun thing. It's a me Sawyer thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Fine, I need a goddamn pregnancy test. Lower your voice."
Come back to the Hatch. Ben is telling Ana Lucia the balloon story. He's like, "Why should I tell you? I already told them." She's like, "Because I'm a new person. What do you got? Something better to do?" And Ana Lucia, I wrote down here because I assumed this, and it wasn't confirmed until later. My original note was Ana Lucia convinces him to draw the map.
Yeah.
And then she comes.
Which is what happens.
Which is what happens.
Yes.
But we don't find that out till a little bit later. So like she walked out of there, and I was like, oh, she doesn't have it. So I scratched it out, and I switched my note to Ana Lucia asks him to draw a map. but my initial note was right. She did convince
So
me.
you want a big blue ribbon, is what you're
No,
saying?
I'm just reading my notes. I'm just like, this is why we're here. Like, what was the point of me writing any of this shit down?
No, it means that Elizabeth Sarnoff and Christina M. Kim did a good job.
They did do a good job. Because, I mean, I've seen the show, especially season 2. I've seen it multiple times. I also watched that scene and go, I thought something more came from that. Oh, I guess it didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Cut back to the jungle.
Cut to the best scene in the fucking episode, which is saying something because we have the end scene of this fucking episode. Oh, dude. Hurley walks out of the jungle and gets to fucking steal the show for 60 seconds, and it's goddamn amazing.
You could say so much by not saying anything at all.
Oh, hey,
It's so great.
son. Hello, Hurley. Check out this candy bar.
She is frozen and has no poker face, and he's so oblivious.
No, he thinks he got caught.
Yeah, because he doesn't
That's
want
what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's oblivious to her thinking she
Yes.
got caught because he's too worried about thinking he got. He's like, he's got the contraband chocolate bar.
It's not even melted or anything.
Or anything. You want to?
it's crazy.
You want to split it?
He is so relieved that she
Yeah.
says no thanks. He's like, good.
And
I
then
wanted to
she says nothing about the fact that he has a candy bar. Just like,
Yeah.
later, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's the later dude.
Later, dude.
Later, dude.
Oh, dude.
Check you later, dude.
So that's so good.
I did like I thought the Widmore pregnancy test was a nice touch.
Widmore Labs
Yeah,
pregnancy
yeah,
test.
yeah,
That's
I
right.
I had to.
That's an early Widmore reference.
Yeah, I've never caught that
Yeah,
before
very
in my
early.
rewatches.
But yeah, like we don't know anything really about Penny or Desmond because Desmond shows up at the beginning of season 2 and then is absent for
yeets.
most of it.
He's gone.
Got to a flashback. Sun and Jin are at the doctor. They decided to go see a doctor.
Sun's really nervous. You
Yeah.
can tell she's like this. The scene opens with her tapping her foot very reflexively and nervously.
Yeah.
Jin's holding her hand, I believe, or grabs her
Yeah.
hand at some point. But they sit down. They make some sort of nervous idle chatter, and then Jin kind of like, "Hey, so what's the scoop?" And
Well, the idle chatter is about Sun's dad.
oh
Like,
yeah,
hey,
well, yeah.
Tell
Oh,
your
hey.
dad I say hey.
Yeah. Yeah, tell your dad I'm a cool dude, and I'm not. I've got no reason, absolutely. There's no reason to burn down my office.
And then Jin instantly reminds him and the viewer why he's about to lie.
Yeah.
Because he cannot keep his cool.
Yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, the doctor says, "Well, it's not good news," and Jin like snatches his hand away from her.
Yeah. God, that hurts.
Because obviously it's Sun's fault.
Yeah. According to the doctor, it is. She's got endometriosis.
Endometriosis,
It's a scar tissue on the fallopian tube. She has a trouble, he was talking, and I was like, okay, well, I get it. She can't conceive. But then I was thinking, because I was recently cutting this episode where you guys watched DOC, and Kai was like, I remember when pregnancy was explained to me, and then I never wanted to get pregnant. And I was like, I agree.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
But yeah, that's the big takeaway. Sun can't conceive. She has this issue which will prevent her from whatever. Jin's not happy.
Yeah,
about that.
and Jin is just like, did you fucking know about this? Did you know about this before we got married? And she's, the audacity.
I was so mad
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
And she just claps back so well, though.
She
It was
drags his ass.
chef's kiss comeback.
Yet
to that.
another sick burn.
Oh, I kept this from you. Why? So I could trap the son of a fisherman in a marriage.
Oh, my God.
Apply cold water directly to burned area.
He stomps out.
He does. He's
all
he's got
mad.
no answer for that. I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, you knew that was an illogical thought process to begin with.
Absolutely.
And then once she claps back, you're just like, whoa, okay, I'm going. Whatever. God, Jin Sooks. I love him. He sucks.
Yeah.
I love him though. He sucks though right now. He's just so terrible.
Cut to the hatch. Ana Lucia comes out after talking to Henry. She's like, hey, this is what I found out, but I'm going to let him stew a little bit. I'm going to talk to him some more tomorrow. I haven't found out anything you guys haven't found out. I have absolutely no information that the two of you do not have. Everything's cool. I got to go.
I got a souffle in the oven, bye. Cut to the beach.
Ana Lucia comes up, tells Saeed, say, hey, check it out. I've got a map. Remember when you beat the shit out of Henry? I feel like you and I, we have similar desires here.
Saeed is just like, how did you get this? Yeah. She's like, I asked nicely, you dick.
You huge dick.
Now let's go into the jungle together so we can get information so that we can beat up Henry some more.
But let's bring Charlie for no reason at all.
Yeah, because he's in the know for some reason.
He just needs to be in the episode, I guess.
It was interesting because Saeed was like, I honestly, it's like, I need to talk to you alone. And he's like, whatever you got to say, you can say in front of my best buddy, Charlie.
I'm sorry. Am I forgetting something about Lost? When did Saeed and Charlie become like, we are confidants?
I was waiting for Saeed to be like, hey, Skid, fuck off.
Hey, there's some heroin in the woods over there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, don't you have some heroin to snort or a formerly pregnant woman to annoy? But yeah, like he buys it. He's like, yeah, okay, let's check it out.
Yeah, and it's probably one of my favorite lines in the episode, aside from trying to trap the fisherman's son. But Jack and Locke are a little too busy worrying about Locke and Jack.
I like that.
That's when I was like, oh, in that earlier scene, she's got them pegged. Mm-hmm. Like she can really pick up on these two guys who think they're just so clever and they keep their cards so close to the vest, and it's like, no,
they ain't smart.
You guys wear your crap on your sleeves like so obviously,
or at least you would if you had sleeves on your shirt, Jack.
He's got to show off those tattoos, man. But no, I love that line, and I love Saeed's reaction and Charlie's reaction to it. They're all like, okay, you've only been here 6 days and you've already picked up on something that took us all 60 days to gather our brains around, is that these two guys don't really know everything.
Thank you for bringing that line back up, because I skipped over that in my notes, James, and that's a fucking amazing line.
I wrote it verbatim because it is my favorite line in the episode.
Very good call.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cut to the jungle. Saeed, Charlie, and Ana Lucia are heading out. Charlie believes that Ana Lucia is looking at his bum. A man built like an ironing board believes that a woman is looking at his bottom.
Oh, Charlie.
My God.
Yeah. And she's like, no, I'm not looking at your ass, dude. I'm looking at your gun, your printing.
Yep. So you gotta get that inside the waistband holster that will help alleviate some of that. But I don't even think he's wearing underwear at this point.
And she's like, you should give the gun to somebody who's qualified to have a gun. He's like, yeah, last time you have a gun, you just shot somebody.
Sick burn. So many sick burns in this episode.
Dude, there's a lot of sick burns.
Charlie, I don't feel like needs to be in this episode, but I'm so glad he is, because he said that, and I was just like, damn.
He is being a little hypocritical. Because the last time he had a gun, he also murdered somebody.
Yeah, look. On this show, everyone's going to be a hypocrite when they throw shade.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the shade being thrown.
That's true.
To be fair, Charlie was like, man, I sure want to kill Ethan. And then he killed Ethan. Ana Lucia was like, is that a noise? I'm going to start blasting.
Yeah, Ana Lucia was honestly just an ND. So, he goes to hand it to her, but then he hands it to Saeed. I like that.
Dude. The little physical acting thing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to hand it to you, Saeed.
Smug face, too.
That might be the most I've ever enjoyed, Charlie. That and the joke from the double length episode.
Oh, yeah. Cut to the beach. Sun and Kate are waiting for the piss stick. Speaking of Kate popping up out of nowhere.
This is Kate, just like, because first it was Hurley, but at least Hurley's was like comically like, look, Hurley's here.
The joke was he was popping up out of nowhere.
And Kate just pops up. What is this, Act 3 or something? Right. We've like had 2 or 3 commercial breaks.
35 minutes into the episode.
Oh, right, Kate's here.
And to be fair, Kate and Sun do have a bit of a confidant thing especially since Sun's revelation that she can speak English. But
yeah,
it's positive. Sun's pee is full of all that stuff that JP mentioned from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah,
and so she prego
baby juice.
They're like, well, we better make sure. There's only one way to find out. Yeah. Wait. Oh no! Talk to Jack. That's how you find out. I don't know.
As if it takes a doctor to read a pregnancy test.
Like,
these things are usually pretty accurate. I don't know. Maybe the first week it might be bullshit, but like, about this point,
that's not even what he says. He says so a false negative can happen, but positive is positive. And
false
I'm like,
positive.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's like,
There's
actually,
never been a pregnancy false positive ever.
Not once.
Okay.
From the research that I was doing on healthgoesfemale.com, those tests are actually the further you are from the date of conception, the more accurate they become by like massive factors.
Is it by like weeks? Because like usually like this, and usually I say this because the only time I've ever seen a woman take a pregnancy test is in television or movies. They usually take it when they miss their first period, so it's hypothetically a few weeks after conception, So like, is the factor of increasing accuracy like days, weeks, or is it?
Yeah, I think they said it could potentially be positive up to even like 5 days after if you're in the right part of your cycle.
Oh shit!
But if it's been weeks, like unless there's something wrong with the test, if you're pregnant if it's been weeks.
Well, I feel bad for trashing Dr. Jack's expertise. Then he clearly knew what he was talking about. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad actually.
No, not at all.
Fuck that guy.
JP just looked that up on the internet. Like that's not.
Yeah, on a website that sounds fucking made up.
He just looked at. I mean, it is a Whitmore pregnancy test, so we can't be 100% on this.
But Jack's like, it's fucking oblivious, dude. Read the room. Like she doesn't look necessarily that happy.
Congratulations, son.
You fucking dork.
Your ego's prego.
And Jack's like, hey, while I'm giving you medical advice, I'm also going to give you bullshit white male advice. When you tell him, you should also tell him everything.
The whole truth. He does say I'm the last person that should be saying this, so there's an element of self-awareness.
So he hung a lantern on it, so he's okay with it.
But again, episode written by women, so like this is what a man should say.
This is what a man would say.
Right. So he's just gonna say like, okay, like I said,
No, it's well written.
Yeah, again,
very well written.
Done. Well done, Christina and Elizabeth. Cut to a flashback. Sun is back with Jay.
This piece of shit.
He asks, it's kind of a flirty conversation. This is after the doctor scene, so she's a little spun out. He's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm learning English. And she's like, you're basically fluent. What the fuck is going on? She's like, I'm leaving. And then all he does is, in this moment, he told his little story. He tried to make an anecdote about like love and how whatever, but all he did was remind me of the time that he broke Sun's heart in the first place, and I just wanted to strangle him.
Motherfucker.
And then so like the scene closes with like, it looks like they're gonna.
It does. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen this show a lot, and I still was like, yeah, that's right. They hook up. That must be how this scene goes,
And we kind of just leave it on that because we don't see them together again in a flashback. And I think the next time we see them together in any flashback in the show is after they've slept together.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and that's down the road a ways. Cut to the camp, the little hikers camp. It's nighttime. Saeed and Ana Lucia are hanging out by the fire. Saeed's just watching the fire. Charlie's sleeping. Ana Lucia comes over and like, do you mind? It's like, yeah, no, be by the fire. Don't get eaten by the smoke monster or the others. Stay in the light. And they have a nice little scene, kind of. She apologizes for killing Shannon. But they have this little conversation. She apologizes, and he's like, I'm not mad at you. Like, he's obviously still angry, but he's like, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't kill her. Yeah, you killed her, but the reason she died is because of the others.
Yeah. Right.
So
if they wouldn't have been hunting you, you wouldn't have been so like
jumpy,
reflexive in just seeing something and shooting.
Yeah. So
let's not forget who the real enemy is here.
Right. So we're gonna get out there. We're gonna not find the balloon. Then we're gonna go back to the hatch, and I'm going to beat Henry to death with his own shoes. commercial, and then we cut back right back to the hikers. They reach the clearing that's on the map. It starts to rain. They don't see the balloon, and Saeed's like, "Good enough for me."
Yeah. But see, this is where I like Ana Lucia, though. Yeah. It's like
it's a big clearing.
I know we haven't established like a judicial system here and everything, but let's give them a fair shake.
I know we don't want to find the balloon
because
necessarily.
she made the mistake already,
and she's trying to atone for it.
Yeah, she's not. She already said with Saeed, like, I'm not saying I'm like trying to make excuses for him or find reasons to root for Henry Gale.
But if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't fucking kill him.
Exactly. Like, we shouldn't kill him if there's a balloon here somewhere. Let's do our due diligence.
Right. I know you don't want to find a balloon, but like, let's make sure we don't find it.
I understand Saeed's motivation too.
Like I said, he's still angry.
Totally get it.
That's
so that's why
really
I like that scene a lot.
Yeah.
We haven't established a judicial system, and before we do, Henry Gale, come on down. You're the next contestant on Get Your Ass Beat.
Show him what he's won. Oh, man. We come back to the beach. Stupid Bernard.
It's like, oh.
All right, so I blew it. With Rose. I forgot her birthday. I don't remember her birthday. I don't even know what day it is. I'm just gonna catch an oyster and get her some jewelry. That'll probably smooth everything out.
Oyster, clam, whatever's got the pearl in it.
And it's not going well. But he's nearby Jin, resident expert fisherman.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for he does like some hands like." I'm looking for the oyster, looking for a pearl, I gotta give it to, and Jin picks up and he's like, okay, I get it. Well, that's not gonna work. This isn't fucking Narragansett Sound. Like, there aren't any oysters here, you knob. This is a tropical island. Just go say you're sorry. Like, pick her some flowers.
Yeah.
Bernard, why are you always trying to do too much?
He's just like... God, Jin is just always, he's playing with my emotions all the time because he's just such a dick to Sun in like these early seasons, early part of season 2. But he's relatively nice to like everyone else. Not Michael.
Yeah. He doesn't really have much of a choice, though.
No, that's true. But he's got patience with other people, which is crazy for someone who can't even understand other people's language.
Yeah.
That he has this, and he approached Bernard.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have to do that.
Right. He could have just let him flounder over there.
It wouldn't have been a dick move for the one guy who doesn't speak English on the island to not offer his assistance.
Yeah.
It would have been understandable. Yeah. But he goes over because we love him deep down, but he sucks. But I love him. But he sucks.
Yeah.
But I love him.
Yeah.
He's playing with my emotions, you guys.
While Jin is explaining to Bernard why this oyster plan will not work, Sawyer comes up. He's got his shirt off. A, I don't blame him, but B, what?
Yeah, you're no Jin.
We never cut to a wide shot, so I'm just assuming he's there naked.
Yeah, he's completely naked. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fair assumption.
He's still got his bullet hole scar, which I liked.
Good continuity.
The scar looked pretty good.
Yeah.
The makeup was nice.
I thought it. Yeah. But yeah, he comes over and he's just like, "What's up, Daddy-O? It looks like you're getting to it. At least somebody on the island's getting some fucking done." Making all these idiotic jokes. And they do a cool thing here where they go to Jin's point of view and they reverse the speech so you can't understand what Jin or what Sawyer and Bernard are saying. It's reversed. It's what they're actually saying reversed. I looked it up on Lostpedia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so it's literally just like their real conversation backwards.
I thought it was just gibberish.
Yeah. Bernard is like, Sawyer says, "Oh, Sun's pregnant." And Bernard's like, "Well, how do you know?" And Sawyer's like, "I got my source." Bernard, "Well, aren't you going to tell him that?" And Sawyer's like, "Not my place." Bernard's like, "You should tell him." And then Sawyer's like, "No, let Sunshine tell him," referring to Sun. So like, it's literally just like.
That's so cool, though.
Just them talking.
That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah. So. Pretty cool.
I dig it. Cut to the garden. Jin really realizes that he was being a big old jerk.
Yep.
And he's trying to fix the garden as best he can. He's like, things that still got roots, I'm trying to kind of like put them back in the ground.
Yep. It takes him a little while to actually get to the apology. but he does apologize.
Yeah, he's like, listen, I'm trying to fix my mistake. I hate being this way. I hate that we're fighting.
So he expresses vulnerability, which is something, you know, a man should be able to do. He should be secure enough in himself to be able to do that without destroying a garden first.
Yeah. But he's like, I can't talk to anyone besides you. You know, like,
I need you.
Which is kind of a toxic quality, but
it does sort of center him. So he's like, these are my problems, and I can fix them through you. But you know, but it is rooted in.
But he's just so hot. So
he is hot Jin. But then he's like, I'm sorry, and she's like, as soon as he says that, she's like, hey, by the way, I'm pregnant. And it takes him a second for that to set in, and Daniel Day Kim does fucking awesome Daniel Day Kim acting, and you see the range of emotions fucking wash over him, and then he's just so fucking happy, and they you know, they hug it out.
A baby will fix this.
Yeah.
We've established that. Yes.
But then she says, there's something I need to tell you.
Yeah. And then we cut to a flashback. Sun is out walking the dog in obviously Honolulu. Maybe it's not obvious to anybody else, but like, since I'm pretty sure I've been on that street, like that canal. It's like the fucking tourists go paddle boating in that canal. Like, don't go to Hawaii.
It's like, oh good, Sun's in you know, away from Korea already. Yeah, it's like, oh no, this is just where they shot it.
They're trying to make you believe that Honolulu is so it's not working. Dr. Kim rolls up. Hey, son, I've been looking all over town for you. I've got some bad news or good news. I don't know.
Got some news.
Yeah, I am desperately afraid of Sun's father and what will happen if you know, his mercenary is shooting blanks. So he lied. He said that it was Sun's fault, but it's actually Jin. He's got no rounds in the chamber, and he can't do it. Try as he might, and you know he be trying. Yeah, Jin's sterile. And that's why he lied, because the doctor was afraid Mr. Paik and Jin would destroy his practice.
Yeah.
Which, like...
It's a leap.
Yeah. I think it's like Mr. Paik is upset with people that are like intentionally doing him wrong or not doing what he says, like being open and honest about dude's medical health. Yeah. Also, it's like you're also telling Mr. Paik's daughter that she's barren. Like, right. I thought that would have been worse. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show the level of more respect they put into like the man, though, of like, oh, yeah, it can't be the man's fault because their egos are too small.
Your ability to make babies is directly tied to your capacity as a man. So
to be a man.
So if you can't, but yeah, so that was the big secret. It turns out that Jin was the problem the whole time. We come back to the garden, and Sun tells Jin the whole truth. Sort of. Sun's never been with another man.
Because she promises.
Because Jay Lee's not a man. He's a thumb. I wrote down here in my notes also George Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it.
I mean, I did really like the way this episode is structured and ordered, because it really makes me as a viewer buy into all the twists and turns that happen in the Sun conception saga. Right? Yeah. So it's like, one, Sun can't have children. Okay, buy it. Because the doctor said it. 2, Jin sucks, so it makes sense Sun wants to leave. Okay, that's not related to the conception thing, but okay, I buy that. Sun is trying to leave and Jin sucks about it. 3, oh snap, Sun is hot for teacher. So they may be like trying to like get something going with escaping out of Seoul. Surprise, Sun is pregnant. How is that possible? She's barren. We were told so by the doctor. 5, we're told it's actually Jin. Oh my god. Wait, this means the English teacher light bulbs going off in the viewer's head. And then we get to this scene, and Sun promises, she looks him right in the eye and promises to him she's never been with another man. And as a viewer, you buy it again. You buy every single twist and turn to this, I think, in a really good way, because of the way it's written, the way it's acted.
Totally.
And then we believe her, and then the camera lingers like a little bit on her as they hug, and then
we find out later in season 3 she was absolutely doing
exactly, which is fine. I knew that. Yeah, you guys know that.
It's totally fine.
Sun knows that. But I just you as a viewer, you just buy into all these twists and turns, hook, line, and sinker, and then at the end, it's like, she gives that mysterious look, like, maybe she did sleep with him. I don't know. But it could also be the mysticism of this island.
Well, and that's what Jin said. Jin says it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. And then
I just got that miraculous cum.
I'm going to leave. Bye.
It's iridescent and sparkly.
When I come, it looks like the rainbow fish.
We're just tripling down.
Jesus. We go to a quick commercial, and we cut right back to the garden. They're both kind of putting the garden back together, but they're also, I mean, Jin's just over the moon. He's already talking baby names. Jin's like, oh hey, can we like tell people? And Sun's like, yeah, but well, Jack and Kate know, and Sawyer knows, and Bernard knows, and Jin's actually fine with this.
It's like,
we'll be lucky if there's anybody
there's
to
40
tell,
fucking people here, and you've known for 3 hours, so
yeah.
Hurley will probably figure it out when he's done
Hurley
with
will
this.
be the last one to find out, and it'll be season 4.
Rousseau's just in the jungle behind them. She knows.
Congratulations, son.
What was that? Oh god,
the Hurley bird knows.
Hurley bird. Good God, the Hurley bird.
God. So they finish fixing the garden, and Jin's like, all right, I'll walk you back to the beach. And she's like, can I have fucking 20 minutes? I've had a day here. she doesn't get all salty about it, but like she's like, and he learned a lesson here. He's like, earlier I was a shit about this. Yeah, I can give you 20 minutes. I know where you are. If you don't come back in 20 minutes, I'll come looking for you. That's fine. You're an adult. You can handle it. You can handle being alone. And he's like, all right, I'll see you later. And as she...
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Okay, bye. And as she's walking away, she says, I love you in Korean. But then she has this look on her face. Like, either she hasn't said that in a while, or she hasn't meant it.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt.
And it slipped out because she actually means it.
For the first time in however long, she's actually felt like saying it, and she meant it. Because her look on her face was like, oh my God. Like, this is why.
Jin froze, I froze.
Yeah. It's like, but Jin freezes. Yeah, he comes back, and he kneels down, and he says, I love you in English. So adorable.
Not a dry eye in my living room.
So adorable.
The audience of just me.
Jenny from the kitchen, are you fucking crying?
Dude, we started this episode so horny, and we ended it so wholesome. My God.
Well, we haven't ended it yet.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Cut to the hatch. Jack opens up the door, checks in on Henry. Henry just reading a little Brothers Kazamarov.
Yeah, they gotta have the fucking lost, like, philosophical...
Nobody reads Jim Butcher on this fucking island.
It was all gibberish to me. I was like, can we go back to Sawyer with the Judy Blume book, please?
Yeah, exactly.
That's more my speed.
In a means of being passive-aggressive toward his boyfriend, Jack lets Henry out of the safe to have some cereal.
Yeah. Did you see him stare daggers right at Locke?
Yes.
Jack staring at Locke like, look what I'm doing. God, man, Ana Lucia just has them pegged, man.
So,
yeah, totally. It's the thing from The Office. Like, I'm gonna let Henry out of the safe even harder.
Locke's like sitting down for some breakfast. Jack sets Henry down across from him. He's like, oh, you guys have cereal? Oh, wow. Where did you get this?
Gee willikers.
You guys got so many he puts on like a fucking, like, little 11-year-old
Beaver,
Timmy,
yeah.
like, I would have had so many questions. You guys just aren't curious at all. Just like, start to chip.
You guys are just a bunch of big old dummies, aren't you?
Big dumb dummies. Just things just happening to you. And you have no fucking questions. Just uncurious white motherfuckers. Like, how old is it? Do you want the cereal or not?
Oh man, you already took the cool prize out.
Oh man, you know it'd be awesome if the prize in the cereal was a map to my balloon, which I already gave to Lana Lucia.
Oh, did I say too much?
Did I say something on a map? And you, Jack and Locke, no poker face here. Not even attempting to hide the fact that they're surprised about the map thing. Like Locke, basically does a double take to Jack. Like, whoa, do you know about the map?
Yeah, like his cartoon eyes, like what? They pop out of his skull and knock over the salt shaker on the table.
But yeah, Henry's like, well, you know, I understand why you guys didn't want me to draw a map because, like, you know, if it turns out I was one of the bad guys, the only thing I would do is like, I just make a map to fucking ambush, like send 3 clowns out there to just pick like 2 of the more savvy individuals and 1 knob and send them out there to just get ambushed, and then my people would snatch your people, and then they'd set up prisoner exchange of some sort, and that's that's what I'd do if I was one of the bad guys. It's a good thing I'm not one of the bad guys, right, guys? We're all friends here. Y'all got any milk?
So I feel like, and we might have said this once before, but this might be the first time the audience is seeing Ben Linus, not Henry Gale.
Yeah, because from the jump,
I mean?
we here on Lost knew that Henry was Ben.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a chronological standpoint, it's like, okay, he's just been kind of a weird bruised dick in this room, and we don't know what his scoop is.
Hell.
And then, right here, the last minute and a half of this episode, it's like, oh.
It's so bizarre, too, because like as someone who claims to be as intelligent as Ben Linus, like what is the benefit of doing this? Like, if I were the bad guy, blah blah blah, wouldn't you lean into your whole innocence story?
I don't
They
know.
think they have him pegged.
Yeah.
And he knows they think they have him pegged. Now they don't know what the fuck to think.
And I think that's just all part of his plan. Is like having them think I'm innocent isn't useful. Having them not know what to think is useful, because because what he wants is Jack and Locke to be at each other's throats.
That's fair. Okay,
So
I buy that.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, that sinister mustache twirling monologue, I don't see that sowing any like discourse between Jack and Locke.
It'll sow discord amongst them, because it'll sow discord between the 2 of them and Ana Lucia.
And Ana Lucia and
so
Saeed. Sure.
So he wants to hurt everybody's
That's
relationships.
right.
Jack and Locke's, yes, because they're the ones that are always fucking there, but any relationship he can damage, any paranoia he can instill, better for him in the long run.
Yeah.
And, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. So,
yeah.
But hell of a speech, though. Really
very
sinister.
I love Michael Emerson.
Yeah.
So good.
Michael Emerson, baby.
So good. That's it. Lost. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Jin. Did we like it? Was it good? That's the first question up on the docket here. You can like things that suck, and you can hate things that rule. One doesn't mean the other. Did we like it? Was it good? James, kick us off.
Did I like it? Question mark. Answer? Yeah. Was it good? Question mark. Answer? Who cares? I liked it. LOL.
There you go.
I even wrote LOL right there.
Well done.
Because I was feeling it.
Yeah.
I read it. I didn't need to, but here we are.
Here we are.
Me explaining it. No, I really liked the episode a lot. I think it started slow.
Sure.
Look, not a whole lot happens in the episode in terms of
It's a lot of talking.
action,
a lot of talking.
right?
Yep.
It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of characters coming to terms with themselves, or coming to terms with their partners or what have you. Even like the little cameos of people we get, Hurley and Kate and Charlie. It serves a purpose of reminding us their stance. Yeah. Like that Hurley moment, it works on so many levels. One of them being, hey, remember Hurley knows everything about the hatch too, and he's keeping it to himself like a good boy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like it definitely reminds you of all that while also being funny as hell. And yeah, I just really, really like the way it was written. Like I said, it felt a little slow going though. Like there wasn't it takes a bit for anything interesting to happen, like for me, in my opinion. But after Sun gets that like pregnancy test and Ana Lucia apologizes about shooting Shannon, I think from there on, I just like enjoyed the talking of everyone. Every scene talking from that point forward, I was just like, I'm in. I love hearing of glimpses into all these guys' personal lives. It's why I fell in love with the show, is just liking the characters so much.
For sure.
Adam.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good in general. Lost is at its best when it remembers that it's a character drama. And we got a lot of characterization in here, and we got a lot of relationship stuff. And yeah, not a lot of action, but the abundance of character and relationship stuff that we got made up for that. So, you know, the plot moved forward a little bit. We saw some people learning some lessons, growing. We had couple of jokes here and there. And we saw all of our favorite people. And, you know, I was sitting there, like, as it took a little while to spin up, I was like, is this going to be another episode where we don't get to see Saeed?
Hey, there he is.
A couple seconds later, Saeed's up on screen. Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it, and I thought it was pretty good. JP, what do you think?
Yeah, I really like this episode. My worry is that when we're thinking about episodes, you know, if I got to pick like a top 5, because this one doesn't have a ton of actions in it, all the things that I like are really well-crafted dialogue scenes. I'll remember the scenes. I won't remember what episode they're in.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only scene where I'm like, I don't like this is like the Kate scene. All the other scenes have something in it where I'm like, this is good shit. I like something about each of the other scenes. So yeah, all in all, I wish I had more thumbs so I could give it 4 thumbs up.
All right, across the board, we got some yeses here. Let's move on to the next little bit here then. Lost MVP. Who is your favorite character of the episode? Who's rising above the cream, as some might say? Just this episode. Minus your context, minus your memory. It's getting tougher for me as we get closer to the end of season 1. Like it's starting to get a little bit tougher for me to just isolate these things, but we're doing all right here. James.
Yeah.
The whole truth.
I think for me it was kind of like toe and toe with Ana Lucia and Sun for me as my MVP for the episode.
Right. I like that.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's Sun.
Sure.
And I think it was always going to be Sun. I was fooling myself by thinking it might be Ana Lucia. I do really like Ana Lucia in this episode. I think
we'll give her an honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention for sure. But Sun, just such a rich fucking backstory, and but those things mattering in the current story on the island, and then bringing everyone in that like can help her. She's just the best, and basically starting relationships anew with Jin. The ball is completely in her court.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jin can apologize till the sun comes home. Pause for groans. Okay, thank you. And at the end of the day, it's completely up to Sun if she wants to accept that apology and start again. And she does, because she does know that there's still love there. Yeah. Ugh, I love her. Yeah. MVP, always Sun.
Good stuff.
Adam.
Ben.
Fuck yes.
Just right at the end, like, everybody in this episode is really good. But
I think you mean Henry Gale?
No, because that was Ben making that speech.
That was definitely.
He's still wearing the mask of Henry Gale, but that was Ben talking. And everybody was really great in the episode. Nobody was doing anything bad. I wasn't even mad at like our least favorite people. Like part of me missed Claire, like she wasn't in the episode. Echo wasn't in this episode, missed him. But fucking like anytime Michael Emerson starts twisting the knife. You got to have a good bad guy.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good bad guy, everything sucks. The struggle is not real or whatever. Michael Emerson, Ben Linus, such a good bad guy.
So good.
JP.
Man, I was gonna say Ben. I was also gonna say Hurley. I love Saeed in this one. Sawyer was good.
Yes.
I am gonna give it to Sun though. Like I gotta. I can't even be funny about it. She's just so fucking rock solid.
Yes.
Just to echo everything James said. She's lovely. That when she says "I love you," and they have that
it's both
pause.
it's heartbreaking and heart swelling in the same moment. Like, it was so gorgeous.
I want to put that moment in a snow globe and just like shake it up and look at it. I'm gonna give it to Sun.
Good call.
Hell yeah.
Sadly, there's always somebody not pulling their weight. Yeah. Who sucks shit? Who is just not? Who do we not want it to be around? Who is our loss forever? James, kick it off.
It's hard because it is an episode where I feel like I liked everyone in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare. I feel like I can.
Oh yeah, there's always somebody fucking up.
I can always like pick out someone who I'm like, oh, it's Ernst. 100%. We don't even need to talk.
Fucking
we don't
dare
even need
you.
to talk about it.
Rest in peace, Leslie.
Yeah, but this one, I like everyone enough in it. So to come up with someone, I had to kind of be harsh.
Oh, okay, sure.
Like, so I think I would probably put it with Charlie, just because at the end of the day, who's the person I complained about the most throughout this whole episode? Probably just Charlie being there.
Yeah.
For no reason. Yeah. He didn't do anything wrong.
He just didn't need to be there.
Yeah, if we're talking about not pulling your weight,
Sure.
you're not adding any. I mean, well, he would have if people were hungry. He brought breakfast, but no one was hungry. I don't really see a reason for him to be there.
Sure.
Kate was a close second for me for similar reasons.
Yeah, just kind of there.
She's just
not doing
there.
anything.
And then also she has like this thing where right at the end of her one and only scene, basically, she's like, you've been going to the hatch an awful lot, Jack. And I'm like
yeah,
we're not doing that in
that's
this episode.
That's where my boyfriend lives.
That's not this episode, Kate. Let's save it for another time. It just seemed kind of shoehorned into this episode.
That's fair.
I'm gonna give it to Charlie though.
That'll work.
Yeah,
sure.
Adam.
Jay Lee, that guy's a thumb. Fuck that guy.
Fuck yeah. Get him.
Yep.
Get him.
Well, I don't want to use up all your stuff. So, JP, who's your loss forever?
Already?
You already know it's Kate.
Oh, what? Okay. That's fine.
I was going to say Jay Lee, but since you said it, we already got him on the metrics now.
He's got like 9 lost forever. He's only been in 2 episodes.
Listen, Jay Lee, I'll give it to him. He moved the needle forward on this one. Kate, I'm like, that dialogue could have been delivered by Claire, could have been Shannon if she was alive, could have been Rose, could have been any female friend or confidant. If you're gonna be in the scene, fucking do it better.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, little rainbow, Charlie, Jay Lee, Kate. Yep, not bad. Yep. There's even with stuff rules, somebody's gonna suck. Somebody's gotta suck. So, all right. Well, that's it. That's the whole truth. We talked about it. We did it. James.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time.
My pleasure.
Got anything you'd like to plug?
I do actually. So my wife and guest host.
So can you try that again?
My wife.
My wife. Oh, you want me to say it like that?
I mean, you're supposed to.
I'll say it like that if you guys
We're millennials. It's one of our jokes.
Come on, dude.
Like 69 and 420.
So my wife and fellow guest.
Yep. Former and future guest of the show.
Former and future guest on the show. Jenny Hawks has started an Etsy shop where she sells art that she just makes herself. She throws it up on the website on Etsy, and you can, if you like her stuff and you're interested in it, please, that's what I'm plugging right now is Jenny's Etsy shop. So we have a link for it.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the show notes.
But in addition to that, if anyone is a fan of this podcast, which why wouldn't you be? And if you use the code,
I can think of several reasons.
And if you use the code LostOnLost10, you'll get an additional 10% off your order of any of Jenny's lovely art pieces on her Etsy shop.
Yeah.
All caps, no spaces, Lost on Lost 10.
Yeah.
Boom.
10%.
And so yeah, that'll be in the description for you. And also, Jenny would like to remind you guys, why hasn't she been on the show again? And I just have to keep saying that.
She's on the list.
She's on the schedule. I showed James the schedule. He can confirm.
I can confirm
that she's on the schedule and soon.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to tell her that though. She's going to have to listen to this episode to be comforted by that.
There you go.
Okay.
She's She's on one of the VIP episodes, not one of the riffraff episodes that we have you on for, James.
She gets bespoke episodes. We just have James come in when we can't get any else.
Filler, baby. I am so excited for her episode. It's gonna be great.
It is gonna be wonderful.
And thank her, please, for the lovely offer
for the code. Yeah, for
absolutely.
the coupon code. Very cool.
She's excited about it, and I'm excited for her. And that's it.
Awesome. Very cool. JP, what are we doing next time?
Let's see. If you want to be lost with us next time, we're going to be watching Season 2, Episode 11, The Hunting Party, starring Jack.
Neat.
We're also watching, I believe, our last Lost Missing Pieces, Jack Meet Ethan, Ethan Jack, starring... You guessed it, Dr. Jack Shepard and local Babadook Ethan.
It's the last missing pieces of season 1 of Lost on Lost. We still have, I believe, 5 more to go.
Yeah. Oh, Christ, these fucking things won't go away.
Well, thank you everybody out there in Lost on Lost Land for sticking around and listening to us talk about the whole truth. Thank you, James, for stopping by to chat about the show. Check out Jenny's Etsy shop. The link will be in the description. Lost on Lost 10 for 10% off your order. JP, thanks for taking the time out of your presently East Coast schedule.
Yeah, whatever, man. The fucking army won't leave me alone. Yeah, thank you for tuning into this episode of Lost on Lost, everybody.
I'm Adam.
I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what's going on the show?
Nope.
Me neither.
Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.